Strong to severe storms will be possible for some in the ArkLaTex on Wednesday, followed by another chance for stronger storms on Friday, and then widespread and beneficial rain just in time for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Jake Lambright. Let's talk about everything that you need to know as we go through this week. We'll start off with a look here at your severe weather outlook for Wednesday. You'll notice a slight risk for those along and north of the I-30 corridor, and then a marginal risk for those in light green. Now, the greatest threat for those stronger storms will be in the slight risk area. In fact, I really don't think those of us in the marginal risk will see much of anything, even in the way of rain. So let's talk future track and what to expect as we head into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. We'll start off right around dinner time, 6 p.m. And you'll notice while there's really not much going on in the ArkLaTex, we see the start of some of those strong to possibly even severe storms developing just off to our northwest. Now, stronger storms on Wednesday will stay very isolated like this. What does that mean? It means we're not looking at like a big line of storms that impacts a good portion or a wide swath. These little storms impact very small areas at a time. So again, Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, Wednesday night for those along and north of I-30, these stronger storms even will remain very isolated in nature at best. All right, let's clear that off the screen. Let's progress things forward a little bit more closer to about, let's say 7 to 8 o'clock, and you'll see more of those little isolated strong to severe storms across parts of the ArkLaTex there. Let me try to clear that once again and hopefully get a better view. But again, north of I-30, north of Texarkana, that's where we've got the best chance to see those stronger storms capable of producing some hail, maybe some damaging winds. The tornado threat, it's there, but it stays very, very low area-wide as we go throughout your Wednesday and Wednesday night. We'll actually go back, take another look as we get closer to 10:30, 11. That's when we start to see those storms wrap up. And then midnight and beyond, we are mostly dry across much of the area, even that I-30 and northward parts of the ArkLaTex where we've got the greatest risk for severe weather. It is pretty much wrapped up just after midnight, late Wednesday into early Thursday. But that's not all. Whenever it comes to the potential for some stronger storms this week, we've got another threat for severe weather on Friday. This time, the western half of the ArkLaTex already included in a slight risk for severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5 on the scale. And that's pretty far out already. The Storm Prediction Center only has level 2 and level 3 risk. That's at slight risk and enhanced risk. And actually have put out a higher enhanced risk beyond the ArkLaTex, extending from basically Kansas City all the way down to the Texas-Oklahoma state line out in the Texoma region. So pretty large enhanced risk. Again, that's a level 3. Doesn't include us in the ArkLaTex. But that slight risk that does include us extends out basically from Austin, Texas, all the way north into southern parts of Wisconsin. That is a pretty large area under the risk for stronger storms as we head into the day on Friday. Now, we're still a little too far out to have that higher resolution, kind of shorter range model guidance. So I wouldn't focus in too much on the specific time that long-range future track has here, but you'll notice as we get closer to dinner time and beyond Friday, that's when a line of storms is expected to move through the ArkLaTex. These will mainly pose a damaging wind threat, maybe some small hail, and the tornado threat, it's there, but it should stay on the lower side, at least with what I'm seeing so far. Again, that's going to be Friday evening into Friday night. Most of Friday night should stay pretty quiet after midnight, and then you'll notice Saturday we've got more rain on the way. Now, the severe potential isn't going to be 0 on Saturday, but it should be much lower, and at this point, none of the ArkLaTex is actually highlighted in a severe weather outlook for the day on Saturday. Of course, if that changes, we'll make sure to give you the first alert, but for now, things are looking like more just beneficial, widespread rain that we really need for our area. It sticks around through the afternoon, but by dinner time, most of that rain should begin to wrap up for us in the ArkLaTex and shifts into more central Louisiana and parts of southern Louisiana. So rain chances during the work week are going to be very, very low. You'll see even Friday, I've got a 20% chance of rain in the forecast. That chance of rain is actually higher, again, Friday evening, Friday night, and then rain chances should stay elevated Saturday, Sunday, even through the first half of next week. Just looking at things Tuesday, March 3rd, through next Tuesday, so only looking at that 7-day window, the 3rd through the 10th, we could see widespread totals of rain in the ArkLaTex anywhere between 3 to 5 inches with some locally higher amounts. This is great. This is going to help us put a dent on those drought conditions. We still have lots of burn bans. In fact, much of the ArkLaTex still remains under a burn ban, but whenever it comes to completely busting the drought, we're going to need more than 3 to 5 inches of rain. Here's a look at the latest drought monitor as of Tuesday, March 3rd, and you'll notice much of the ArkLaTex dealing with severe level drought. That's a level 2 out of 4 on the drought monitor scale in that darker orange shading. There are even patches of extreme drought. That is a level 3 out of 4 on the scale, mainly across parts of McCurtain County, all the way down to Camp County and eastern Texas. And then for those watching beyond the ArkLaTex, there's another swath there of extreme drought conditions from Alexandria into parts of Avoyelles Parish, southern Catahoula and Concordia, and then all the way east across the Mississippi River into parts of southwestern Mississippi. We get another drought monitor update this Thursday, March 5th, and I do expect it, unfortunately, to deteriorate a little bit more, but by next week's update, we should see some noticeable changes. Now, we won't see the drought completely go away. Here's why. In a 30-day window for counties and parishes in that lighter color shading, we would need 7 to 11 inches of rain. Now, thankfully, we're not seeing that much in a week's time span. That would cause some issues for us. That 3 to 5 inches of rain will put a good dent in the drought, but again, it's not going to bust it. And then for those East Texas counties and then out toward Claiborne and Bienville Parish, as well as Lincoln, Jackson, and Wynne in the darker orange shading, you would need 11 to 15 inches of rain in that 1 month time frame to completely bust the drought. So again, not looking at a drought busting rain this time around, but some noticeable improvements we should see, not with this week's update, but with next week's drought monitor update. We'll take a quick look at your Shreveport-Bossier sky cam on this Tuesday afternoon. Cloudy skies. That's what we've been dealing with for much of the day today. A quick look here at your First Alert 7-day forecast. And again, rain chances are going to be a little higher north of I-30 after sunset on Wednesday, probably about a 40-50% chance of rain. And then as we head into Thursday and Friday, rain chances low end during the day. Friday evening, Friday night, rain chances will be higher. From there, rain chances staying elevated as we go through much of that 7-day forecast and into the first half of next week. Don't forget, you can always see video updates like this and also the latest weather updates first on our website, ksla.com/weather. Of course, we stream a weather update for you every weekday at 10:30 in the morning, the First Alert Weather Breakdown podcast. And of course, I'll have more updates for you a little bit later on. KSLA News 12 at noon and 4 on weekdays.